too. And I'm happy and glad to be in this friendly environment with welcoming people. And only winners will emerge from this constructive conference. My presentation today has to do with podcasts in a second language, this kind of technology that conveys to learners authentic ways of dealing with the foreign language and alternative ways, if you want, that dynamically involve them to improve their skills and to produce a positive attitude toward the foreign culture and everyday issues. Both the maintenance of attention and the decoding of information, and then the subsequent written or oral expression are vital elements of those learning a second language. The value of listening to audio podcast hides a complex cognitive activity that improves language proficiency and language comprehension, because it involves conscious and unconscious uses of strategies for construction of the meaning. The original audio material can provide linguistic stimulus and increase speaking and listening skills, and bring out this comprehension that is very important in the acquisition of the foreign language. So, according to international literature and researches, the playful, authentic character and immediacy of podcasts can help second language learners to maintain their attention, first of all, to decode information, to listen to different opinions, and this is very important in a foreign language, to express thoughts in writing or orally, to develop articulation skills, and naturally to approach knowledge flexibly and more easily inside and outside the learning environment. So learning becomes student-centered and active, using digital media and with texts that are not only presented, offered, but also produced in an authentic way. Podcast in a second education. With this innovative teaching resource of podcasts, the same content can be taught in a variety of ways, and students can experience different types of learning methods inside and outside the classroom. And the researchers underline that the podcast can favor the personalization of the learning and an active participation for better understanding, if you want, of the various issues, and the increasement of language skills and engagement and motivation, and an enrichment of the content of the course, and naturally more opportunities for independent learning. In this presentation, we will introduce a case study as a part of a larger survey in which we include podcasts in our university course, because they combine listening skills and evaluation of the information and the increasement of motivation to produce high quality written tasks in Italian, in the second language, inside and outside the course, the classroom. As I said before, it is a case study of 62 undergraduate students who learn Italian in the university setting, mainly women in the age of from 18 to 56, of Greek origin. We have also one of Albanian origin, two of Russian origin. These are some of the elements of ensemble and their level of Italian. First of all, we will give them an initial questionnaire in order to underline what part for them are essential in learning a second language. Their most popular choices were enriching their vocabulary in an alternative way, learning the culture of the second language, improving their communication skills, their writing, and their pronunciation. The models we usually use in second language courses are written, but our intention was to use an oral presentation, an oral stimulus, where the emphasis is on hearing and narration and the voice, with the aim to producing a written text and media and a form, a way that combines all this is through podcasts. According to what our students had indicated and international research, we involved audio podcasts in our university courses, and for the research needs, we selected podcasts according to the subject matter of the courses, and then we used them in order to consolidate the topic of the chapter as an opportunity if you want to listen to authentic language, because they don't have Italians hearing in everyday life as English, for example. And we want also to improve and enrich speaking skills and pronunciation and vocabulary as a trigger then for a written commentary of the specific topic of the lesson. The students, our undergraduate students, listen to various podcasts inside and outside the classroom and commenting individually, writing down what their opinion of what they have heard according to the chapter they have taught, and etc. The topics had to do with nutrition, alimentazione, relationships, relazioni, work, lavoro, and telelavoro. In a questionnaire, collected their beliefs and perceptions of the pedagogical value of podcasts and their satisfaction with this educational tool. And some of the first results from their answers, a large percentage of our students already use various podcasts for educational purposes, and all of them emphasize that these multimedia tools are easily accessible, useful for learning a subject in an alternative way, always. They motivate and facilitate learning. Furthermore, it appeared from the questionnaire that our students were satisfied with podcasts when learning the Italian language, and that the content of the podcasts were well organized, or the information they received from the podcast was absolutely useful, and they could improve their pronunciation in the second language. As you can see, they had a positive attitude towards these audio tools. They also felt that podcasts are a way to come into contact with authentic second language and material, and they can enrich the vocabulary, and the personalized learning through podcasts can improve also their communicative skills. They written, I haven't changed. They written commentary on podcast seemed easy or of moderate difficult, and in the end, it seems that podcasts help them to improve writing as well as to understand better the topics of the course. We also present you the questionnaire that we designed in order to detect, in order to discover and track, if you want, the learners' beliefs about this the pedagogic use of podcasts. And we have also some description of their experience. One student said that through the observation of the podcast, I came in better contact with the language, and especially with words and expression used in spoken language, and that the podcasts they were useful for learning the language in terms of the vocabulary of the subject units, and were interesting. And the whole material was accessible and very helpful. I think I spend my time constructively when I listen to them, or commenting on podcasts has helped me improve my vocabulary and pronunciation. It was a helpful experience for the course. Thanks for engaging properly and have a lot of choices and all this. So, podcast it must be a part of courses of a second language, and because they can integrate, if you want, listening skills and the evaluation of the information, and naturally to encourage the exchange of thoughts in the second language in order to provide a productive oral communication and experiential learning is something as a stimulus that can generate high quality tasks. We realized what the international research underlines, that podcasts in the second language education can provide motivation of participating actively and understanding deeply the language. It can improve reading and listening and verbal ability, because this kind of media provide a non-traditional way, an authentic way, a playful and pleasant way of storytelling for students, and encourage creativity, extract, if you want, more engagement than written sample, and provide a kind of trust and confidence in applying this format to their writing. We want to engage them, our students, to create their own podcasts, because our initial goal was to engage them in listening in an enjoyable way, podcasts related to the topics of the course. And while we got great texts written by them, we also saw an increasement and improvement of their pronunciation, as if they wanted to imitate what they were hearing. And this gives us also hope that in the future, in the next semester, we will engage them and encourage them to have their own podcast, to record their own podcast, in order to help them improve and increase their capacity in speaking and the pronunciation, because the important element in teaching is how you will present your subject. It is the way that you will involve and get involved and encourage the students to be engaged actively and pleasantly and creatively with the teaching subject. Thank you so much for your attention.